Hey everybody. So what I do is I watch the video about whatever I'm watching. Yeah, Rhett does this too. Actually, it usually gets her worked up, but we usually watch the video that we did last week. Yeah, yeah, Rhett. Um, so she's really super animated. But we watch these things. I think that when I move my hand around, I think that might get her going. So let me put my hand down here and see. Let's see. But, anyways, so yeah, we always watch the videos. And so I just got done watching the video that I uploaded last week about this Angular voice analyzer. And I almost completely forgotten about the whole TikTok debacle last week. That feels like it was a month ago or a year ago. It's just like a whole other thing. And then like literally this week, the reason it sort of is because man, I just have gotten in a situation where I just really had a very bad week at work last week and am just in a mindset where I think I want to just completely upend my life and just go in a whole different direction with it. And I wonder how much of that was sort of just the after effects of the whole TikTok shutdown bring up. And I wonder how many other people sort of had like because I just could not like my whole reality changed. I could not imagine them shutting TikTok down, something that so many people used. I just couldn't imagine it. So then, like, it's changed my whole view of the world. Like my entire structure of American society just is different now. And then I think that sort of ground level shift has put me in a mindset where, like, now things that made sense 2 weeks ago don't make any sense anymore. Um, and so, yeah, so I definitely want to change my career right now. And for the last 30 years, I've been a computer programmer, mostly focused on front end. And I think I want to move over to more of a QA role, but I don't even know if that's possible. So I think what I'm going to probably do is maybe take some courses on being a paralegal and do a shift over to paralegal. Now, I was thinking about it, and it was just like a couple of years ago, that shift would have been absolutely insane because like the pay differential would have been dramatic, but like the pay for software developers and computer programmers has just steadily dropped, and really the pay differential isn't that great, isn't as huge as it used to be. So, and I am absolutely fascinated by the law, as I think most computer programmers are. I think we're one of the things that draws people to computer programming is sort of a fascination on the rules and how things work and what makes what happen and all that. And if you think about it, people who make laws and who use laws to try to get things done are very much like computer programmers. But they're more sort of programming human behavior as opposed to computers. Um, so, and they have edge cases and they have like all the things we deal with. So, anyways, I'm wondering how much of that has to do with just with the whole TikTok thing because I hadn't even thought about TikTok in a few days. And then I watched that video and I was just like, wow. And what's really funny about that video is that TikTok was already back when I was talking on that video. So I was getting more and more sort of internally upset, and it was already over. But anyways, we did make really good, like really good progress though on that. So it's just like, um, let's see, what? Let's try what, because what has been weird, and what is a triggering word for Rhett because she's seen a lot of TV and people go, what? But anyways, let's try that. What? All right, so six things came up. So I don't, now why don't we have anything. Oh, because I need a mouse over. All right, so now let's look at our 6 things. So it thinks there's a 75% chance that it was what, but it had 5 alternate. It thinks I might have said what, which I don't think means anything. What, and then that. Like, so I don't even think, I think all these are just like edgy other ways of saying that. Um, so I don't know why these exist. And I find it very fascinating that they're all the exact same. Um, so now it's fascinating to me because like it does use context, right? So like if I say, what happened, right? 94% of what happened. 3 alternatives. So let's go look at our 3 alternatives. And this is all like, sort of like what? That is weird. Like it thinks that I might be saying it in a misspelled way. Um, and yeah, that is. And I have never. We've been playing around with what for weeks, and this I don't ever remember that. W lowercase, W uppercase, W H A T happened. Um, like that is like new, and I don't think I had any updates on my code. So it obviously like my OS is like understanding words differently without any kind of updates. So it's obviously using some sort of information from something and all that. And so like like a computer used to be something that you had and like it was a reliable thing that would do the same thing every week. But it's clear that that is no longer the case. The computer is just sort of a receptor for information from something else, and then it does processing based on the current what it's gotten, and that's really interesting to me. And yeah, I think that's an interesting observation of what's going on in the world, and like it always blows people's mind these days, like when they have like a device and they're using the device, and then like last week the device was doing this, but now it's not doing what it used to do. It's doing something different now, and they're like, we haven't gotten any new code or anything, but like how a device behaves is becoming less and less about the code that you have that it has, and more about the information that's being fed to it. Because I don't think that existed. WHT. If we look at what we were getting, let's try Watt. I remember Watt was very interesting. Watt. So it got that. It says there's 7 different things. I'm going to clear these. So remember before we were saying Watt and we wouldn't even get any results. Like it was like a bug. So the first one, it has a 37% chance confidence that that's what I said. And then it thinks I said this, WAT. And it thinks that there's actually a better chance I said it, but it gave me the first one back was WHAT, which I think was what I was actually. And then Watt, same higher confidence that I said Watt, that actually like the energy. And then WOT, which I don't even know what that is. It thinks there's a better chance. Like the one that it actually gave me, which is actually what I would consider to be correct, was at least tied for the lowest confidence, which that is my Rhett, Rhett, that's mind blowing. That is so bizarre. Um, so yeah, this is interesting. This is really, really interesting stuff. I don't think I'm saying anything that is like controversial or anything. It's just like observation about what in the world this software thinks it's hearing. Um, let's see. I haven't used ChatGPT in a hot like since I'd been blocked out of it yesterday, so I think I'm good now. uh, see the word WOT um, on the internet. I'm assuming that's where that came from. Do you know what that means? I don't know if it's like an alternate spelling for what, or then I wot not. I don't know. Whoa. Who use informal, especially in gaming and meme culture, as a shorthand for what, or could be exaggerated humorous way. For example, what are you doing instead of what are you doing? It could also be phrased as a what and mate, like what mate, which is commonly used in British slang. Oh, that's a. And then let's see. How about playful? What did you just say? And then how about? I'm sure this is the same thing. WWHAT. Is it intentional stylization? What? Okay, so that's interesting. So, anyways, yeah, it's so easy for me to get distracted as someone who's just fascinated by language to get distracted by this stuff. I did, yeah, that was the one thing. I'm pretty sure, like, all of these have their own, right? That we built this out so that, like, this guy, what happened? Yeah. So all of that is still memorized and all that. So that's good. So basically what we want to do is when we mouse over, we want that to have a list of alternate meanings for the word. And I think that's going to be pretty easy to do, I hope. Um, okay, so class results, ng show results. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so let's go see what this results are. What these results are. Show results is true. Okay, so we don't have. Okay, so I think that we should name this current show result. And the problem is I don't know exactly. Okay, so we know we get a discrete result. And I believe within the discrete result, since I'm so fixated on TikTok and all that stuff, I have lost like my continuity here. So it could be a discrete result or it could be undefined, right? Since we're not defining it. So now this dot show current show result is equal to result. And then, and this used to be so good. I don't know why this is, they have done that like it doesn't work like it used to do. But you used to be able to go like this. And you'd get like a really good result. But now you don't, a very useful piece of data. But data 5. Oh, no, that's good. That's exactly what I was hoping for. All right, so that is good. Oh, it thinks I might have said data. That's interesting. And then DATTA, and then data and data. So I wonder if DATTA is DATTA is another like sort of a playful. Oh my goodness. I have inadvertently wandered onto a spiritual kind of thing. need more data for my. I love that. Proper name. Data is a common surname in the. Oh, okay. So that actually makes sense, especially in uh, coming from India, because Indians, the vast, like the majority of people that watch these videos are from India. Indians are heavy, heavy users of the internet, and probably the majority. Like, um, like I have found that I quite often, when I'm talking to recruiters, they're from India, and I have a very difficult time understanding them. But we usually talk on Teams, and Teams has a feature that will show you sub sub like subscripts, and it gets them perfectly. So like it, so we definitely speak the same language. Their language, and their version of the language sounds so different that I can't really understand them most of the time, and they often can't understand me. Um, and so, but they have found, and I've talked to Indian recruiters that have told me they also have subscripts on so that they can understand what I'm saying, and it is just fascinating that the Microsoft Teams, can understand everything I'm saying and understand everything they're saying, and then we see it in reading. I bet you we see the exact same words because we can read the same language, but we can't speak the same language. And then I don't know what, like, I know a lot of Americans think that like the way Indian people speak English isn't doesn't sound right, but it does sound right, and it actually sounds more right than the way we speak it because more of them speak it. More people speak in English the way people in India speak English than speak English the way we speak English. And I think things might be a little bit better if more Americans would get over that. And one of the things that really annoys me is like sometimes I'll try to watch like Indian shows, like TV shows and movies from India, in hopes of getting better at understanding the Indian accents, but they don't sound. They use like an American accent in the Indian movies. Like the Indians are speaking English the way Americans speak English, and that's a bummer because I do think it would be in our best interests to um, be able to understand each other better. So I know it's so weird. Okay, so I want to create a for loop, and I know it's changed, and I like had really conditioned myself. I'm pretty sure that's a for loop, so I can go look at. Oh, there we go. At for. I was using at for, and then I like how I did that. Let's see. Um, just to be a. Okay, so I can just call it result. I think results was a bad name here. They probably should have been transcripts, but I'm gonna say, and I could just name it, and you kind of say, "Oh, I'm using that. I'm saying that because um, I think it's a good way to show scoping." But I don't think so. I don't think that's a good current show. Why can't you figure out what I'm saying? I think it's results, right? Let's see. I think we have this in our. Oh, let's go to our console. Transcripts. Okay. No, all transcripts. Oh, that naming is nice. I like it when it works out that way. All transcripts. I don't know why it's upset. Let's see. Colon track dollar index. Okay, so it's saying that all transcripts. Oh, it's possibly undefined. So I think all we have to do is add a question mark. Yeah. So if we add that question mark, this some people used to call this the Elvis operator. It's just saying to add the if statements around there, and the JavaScript that gets produced by this does not have a question mark. I don't believe most browsers support that in the right now. Let's see. Do you know what the JS Elvis operator is? Question mark. I think they call. I don't know why they call it the Elvis operator. I heard something maybe because it shakes like him. The nickname for optional chaining. Okay, the option. This is actually an optional chaining operator. Um, oh, so it reverse. It resembles a sideways smiley face, which is some say looks like Elvis Presley's hairstyle. Interesting. I don't know if everybody knows who Elvis is, but he was a very popular singer, I believe, in the 1950s. Uh, most people my age, their parents love Elvis. Uh, deeply nested properties. Uh, cleaner code eliminates the need for verbose. Yeah, so this is kind of what it is the equivalent to. Um, is it supported by most browsers? Most browsers today. Yes, optional is widely supported in the latest browsers. So I guess you can even use it directly in the for code that's going to run on in the browser directly. So it doesn't even need to be turned into supported JavaScript. So anyways, basically above this, so we're just going to add a table. And then it always cracks me up because like if you coded in like the 90s for JavaScript, I mean for um, for front end, like so for the browser, um, you feel very very comfortable with tables. I always run into like developers that like have never used a table before, and tables are really okay. So it's kind of tables are funny because there was a time where like um, everything was tables. Like there was just nothing you could like you couldn't open any web page and not find a table in there. They all had tables. And then there was sort of this time when it was like the most evil thing you could do. Like if you ever even had a table, like you were guaranteed that somebody was going to freak out on you. Like people were only wanted you to use divs and stuff. Um, and now I think tables are good for what tables are good for, and that's for showing tabular data. Um, tabular. So there's two of them. Tabula. So that's nice, right? I mean, that's nice. All right. So it'll be interesting to see because next Sunday, like, I suspect this is going to be a very critical week of my life. Like, a very, very critical week. Monday is going to be a really intense day for me. I don't know what's going to happen on Monday. And then, you know, just certain things are going to happen in my life. And I think all of these life-changing sort of things are a direct result of the shutting down of TikTok. And the only reason I think that is because of watching the video from this series from last Sunday, and I was like, oh my gosh, oh, no wonder I was so on edge all week at work, and no wonder, uh, yeah. just no wonder. This has just been such a trying week of my life, and yeah, so it'll be interesting to see because I'll tomorrow I'll probably talk about this a little bit more from watching this, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I won't deal with this voice analyzer thing. I'll go back to the time and space exclusively, and then next Saturday I'll watch this video, or not this video, but the video that I make tomorrow, and I'll be like, oh crap, wow, yeah, no, my life has changed so much, or everything just settled back to the way it was. I don't think things are going to settle back to the way it was, but anyways, but can't wait to see. Oh wow, Butt did not come back. So it seems like Butt is like what? Or maybe something broke. Let's see. We are close, Rhett. We're almost done with this video. Hello. Okay. So hellos are. Oh, okay. I guess I got rid of the console log. Oh no, you don't get the console log till you mouse over. Okay. Let's try Butt again. Butt. Oh, okay. So it thinks that I likely meant a butt, as in a buttocks. Let's see. And 76%. And actually, likely, I was thinking that the first one was the most likely, but that is not the truth. So, but it thinks there's a 65% chance that I said but, as in the conjunction. And then, so I wonder if it gives nouns a little bit of a advantage over conjunctions. And then buts, I don't know. And then I'm assuming I'm assuming this BHATT is from our Indian friends. Now, what I would love to be able to do right now is click this, copy the BHATT, and then paste that into ChatGPT so I can find out and confirm that this is, in fact, an Indian kind of thing. Indian surname. Yeah, I feel like I've had friends with this last name. I know I've had a lot of friends that say that they are part of this scholarly learned or scholar. So yeah, I think this is almost exclusively sort of an Indian thing, and I do think that it is something that to note, right? Like that that I think we have to just acknowledge the fact that like India is the dominant English speaking technology organization in the world. Like English speaking. Now, who knows, like if I said right now it's English, like let's say it was like any language, which I don't think you can do, but let's say there was, then it would be very, very, very fascinated to see if I said some sort of random like mom or something like that, if I get like a Chinese word or a Russian word, or that would be so cool to be able to see. But I don't think there's any. This doesn't give that kind of hook. It would be cool, like if it was like any language hook. But let's see. Let it. So I think mom is one of the easiest words for humans to form. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Mom. Okay, thinks that there's 6 words. It gave me MOM. And then mom, MAM, MALM, MAUM, MOME, and then MAUGHM. And it gave every one of them equal value. So that is my mom. Okay, that is my mom. It went down to 2, and MAM was the other one. So I think MAM is probably uh, if I say is my ma'am, um, is that the same as that is my mom? Oh my good. See, dang, I would never have guessed that this was British, English, Irish. Holy crap. I just didn't know that. That suggests that the person being referred to is farther away and not in the immediate. And oh, this implies, yeah, so I got that. Both phrases are informal. Ma'am has more of a regional or colloquial feel depending on where you are from. If you're pointing over across the room, you might say, that is my ma'am. If you're introducing your mother to someone, you might say, this is my mom. Interesting. Both correct. Both are correct, but regional. If you're writing, informal, mother is a more neutral term. So mother works, period. But let's just try that. That is my mother. So we're still to two, and Mathur. I thought Mathur um, was uh, Latin. So let's check that out. Um, um, so I think it was this one over here. See over here, we can actually open this up and copy that. I mean, if I give it oh, oh my goodness, India, India is back. Um, I do. I think it does this whole thing sort of mm, like I was like a little like I've always been a little confused at why if you look at my analytics, I get so much India stuff. But now it does make it's starting to make more sense to me. It's not like I just thought that it was I was almost taking it as a slight from Americans. Like, are you serious? You can't support me. You can't watch my videos. But you know, not like a negative on India, but more of like a negative on the United States. Like I love having Indian people looking at my stuff. I think that's awesome. But I don't understand why Americans. And now this is starting to make more sense, right? Like there's, it's just a larger segment of more people from India are on the internet doing stuff, talking to each other. So, and like this is an Indian word, and it's the exact same thing as that. And this is like, I think did it say a surname? Oh, yeah, that's like a city, surname, a community. Like, it's wild that is my, and then an Indian surname ties with that is my mother, because I think in context, I think this one makes a little bit more sense than that, but maybe not. I'm not sure. But anyways, I do think that is interesting and is giving me sort of a better grip on the world I live in. Obviously, I live in Marietta, Georgia. My neighbor on one side is a handyman, the neighbor on the other side is a realtor, the lady across the street does some sort of business analyst, not like computer related, but for like she analyzes businesses, I think for insurance or maybe for finance or something. Like I live in my little bubble of people, and it's becoming clear to me that my bubble a lot less, is a lot more, a lot different. I'm in part of a much smaller minority than I thought I was. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, you know, I think that we made really, really good ground. I think all that's left, I don't see any point to spending the time to figure out how to move this thing. I do, well, let's, I wonder, so that's a table. Let's do this while we're here. It's just going to be easier. So basically, everything in here, if it's a table, we're going to make a rule for all tables that are within this, in this thing, in this component, and we're going to give them a border of 1px solid, and I think black probably works. No, so that was a mistake. A table that has a class of what do we call it? Results, transcripts. So this is saying that any table, anything that has table and transcripts will get that. I believe that that's what that's saying. So table, and we're going to say class equals transcripts. The only reason I'm doing that, I know this video is long, but I just think it's going to be easier to do right now than now. Only one, and it didn't work. Table, do I need a space? Maybe I need a space. Let me see. This is where it'd be also nice if I can click it. Yeah, so this will be a lot easier to do once I can click it, and the table just stays up. You know, so basically the idea is like when you click it, it's gonna be, it'll stay up, and when you don't click it, and then when you click it, it'll go away. And if you just mouse over, it'll just come back and come on, so that you can still use this on the phone. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.